Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's so great to see you. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the updates on COVID-19 or the coronavirus as known by many people. Obviously, I did a video on this before when it first hit the UK and there was only 3 people suffering with COVID-19. Obviously, as you guys know, if you've been keeping up with the news, that number has gotten so much bigger. What I will do in editing, I will put the number on screen at the time of me editing, that the number is and how many deaths there have been in the UK. Because mainly it's changing so much every day, that my numbers as of recording might not be the same as the numbers when it came to me editing, albeit only a few hours difference. It could still make such a difference in me changing it, if that makes sense. So, even though I did that video, I'm going to just kind of state the main facts about COVID-19, what the symptoms are, stuff off the internet, obviously from reliable sources. I'll put the links down in the description where I got this information from, so you guys can check that I got it from reliable sources. I will also put useful links down in the description of like tracking where it is, numbers, the World Health Organization, I think it is, releases daily reports on it, and that's all the countries. I'll also list that in the description. So, let's get straight into it. So, if you did not know, the coronavirus in general, all of them, are zoonotic. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, which means they're able to be transmitted from humans to animals and animals to humans. So, they say you should stay at home if you have a high temperature, which means you feel hot to touch on your chest or back. You do not need to measure your temperature. So it's based off skin touch rather than actual readings. If you don't actually have a thermometer, you can still tell. A new continuous cough. This means coughing a lot for more than an hour, or 3 or more coughing episodes in 24 hours. If you usually have a cough, it may be worse than usual. So, that kind of explains itself. If you guys do see me looking down a lot, it's just because I'm making sure that I can read these facts exactly how they are, rather than potentially messing it up and misconstruing facts to you, because I'm one of those people who likes to get facts as they are rather than a skewed version. I can't stress this enough. Please do not go to your GP surgery, pharmacy or hospital, because if you have it and you're showing symptoms, you're then contagious to everyone else, and you could end up risking more people getting affected if you go to those places. Especially at those places, there's usually people with low immunity, pregnancy, blah 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 blah. So you should use the 111 online coronavirus service to find out what to do. So, I bet you're wondering how long you have to stay home. Now obviously the UK is in lockdown, so you can't really go out anywhere apart from certain places. I'll discuss that later on in the video. But this is what you should do. If you have symptoms of coronavirus, you'll need to stay at home for 7 days. If you live with someone who has symptoms, you'll need to stay at home 14 days from the day the first person in the home started having symptoms. I also can't stress this enough. If you live with someone who is 70 or over, has a long-term condition, is pregnant, or has a weakened immune system, try and find somewhere else for them to stay for the 14 days, because obviously you risk and stuff like that. If you have to stay at home together, try and keep away from each other as much as possible. Obviously, I'm sure you guys have all heard the term hammered into you of social distancing. Everyone should do what they can to stop the coronavirus spreading. It is particularly important for people who are 70 or over, have a long-term condition, are pregnant, have a weakened immune system. So I'm going to go through a list of things that you should do. So, wash your hands with soap and water often. Do this for at least 20 seconds, or as Boris says, sing happy birthday twice. Always wash your hands when you get home or into work. Use hand sanitizer gel if soap and water are not available. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or your sleeve, not your hands, when you cough or sneeze. Put used tissues in the bin immediately and wash your hands afterwards. Avoid close contact with people who have symptoms of coronavirus. Only travel on public transport if you need to. Work from home if you can. Avoid social activities such as going to pubs, restaurants, theatres and cinemas. Avoid events with large groups of people. Use phone and online services or apps to contact your GP surgery or other NHS services. Do not touch your eyes or mouth if your hands are not clean. Do not have visitors in your home, including friends and family. So, I have to state this. If you are at high risk, i.e. the things I've listed before that you have to kind of be careful for, the NHS will contact you from Monday the 23rd of March 2020 if you are at particularly high risk of getting seriously ill with coronavirus. You'll be given specific advice about what to do. Do not contact your GP or healthcare team at this stage. Wait to be contacted. You may be at particularly high risk of getting seriously ill with coronavirus if you A. have an organ transplant or are taking immunosuppressant medicine, B. are having chemotherapy or radiotherapy, C. have blood or bone marrow cancer such as leukemia, D. have a serious chest condition such as cystic fibrosis or severe asthma, E. have another serious health condition. So, as I mentioned in my previous video, there is currently no specific treatment for the coronavirus. What hospitals and doctors aim to do is help alleviate and relieve symptoms while your body fights the illness, because obviously antibiotics don't help with viruses and stuff like that. I'm sure you've heard it. If you have like the flu or stuff like that, staying at home can help the coronavirus spreading. I can't stress this enough. You morons out there who are not staying home, seriously, like, you're putting so many people at risk. And that's not even me being harsh. You really are. You need to stay home if you have symptoms of coronavirus or live with someone who does. Staying at home means you should not go to work, school or public areas, not use public transport or taxis, not have visitors such as friends or family in your home, do not go out and buy food or collect medicine, order them by phone or online, or ask someone else to drop them off at your home. You can use your garden if you have one. You can also leave the house to exercise, but stay at least 2 meters away from other people. So you can still go out and get your daily exercise, stuff like that. You're not confined to your room, blah blah. Just make sure you stay 2 meters away from people at all times, or 6 feet. So as I said earlier, if you do have symptoms, you should stay home for 7 days. After 7 days, if you do not have a high temperature, you do not need to stay at home. If you still have a high temperature, stay at home until your temperature resumes to normal. You do not need to stay at home if you just have a cough after 7 days. A cough can last for several weeks after the infection has gone. So I'm about to get very complicated here. If you live with someone who has symptoms, which with it being cold and flu season, quite a few people have symptoms. Doesn't mean you have it though. If you live with someone who has symptoms, you'll need to stay at home for 14 days from the day their symptoms started. This is because it can take 14 days for the symptoms to appear. If more than one person at home has symptoms, stay at home for 14 days from the day the first person started having symptoms. If you get symptoms, stay at home for 7 days from when your symptoms started, even if it means you're at home for longer than 14 days. If you do not get symptoms, you can stop staying at home after 14 days. So obviously some people have to get isolation notes for their employer. So I'm going to explain how you actually get those. So if you live with someone who has symptoms of coronavirus, you can get an isolation note to send to your employer as proof you need to stay off work. You do not need to get a note from the GP. If you have symptoms of coronavirus and need to stay at home, use the 111 coronavirus service to get an isolation note. So if you have symptoms and live with a vulnerable person, if you live with someone who is 70 or over, has a long-term condition, is pregnant or has a weakened immune system, try and arrange for them to stay with friends or family for 14 days. You have to stay at home together, try and keep away from each other as much as possible. So I'm going to go through things you should do. So try and keep 2 meters, 3 steps away from each other. Avoid using shared spaces such as kitchens or bathrooms at the same time as each other. Open windows in shared spaces if you can. Clean a shared bedroom each time you use it, for example by wiping the surfaces you have touched. Use a dishwasher if you have one. If you do not have one, use washing up liquid and warm water to dry everything thoroughly. Do not share a bed if possible. Do not share towels, including hand towels and tea towels. So how you can avoid the spread of infection in your home? You can wash your hands with soap and water often. Use hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or your sleeve. Know your hands when you cough or sneeze. Put used tissues in the bin straight away and wash your hands afterwards. Clean objects and surfaces you touch often, like door handles, kettles, phones, using your regular cleaning products. So I'm known to be quite a clean freak, so I actually was sick. That's why I've had to take a break. I actually did have to go into hospital with them preparing that I might have COVID-19. We don't know, obviously, because I'm not critical enough to go into hospital. We don't really know yet, but I am getting better. But as soon as I started developing symptoms, I cleaned my room entirely. I stripped the beds. I wiped everything down. I wiped every single door handle that I had touched in the past 24 hours, etc, etc. So, how to do your cleaning and laundry. So you should do your laundry the same as you usually do, whatever setting you do it on. However, if you do not have a washing machine, wait 3 days after your stay at home has ended before you take it to a laundromat or a laundrette, whichever one you want to use. Dispose of other household waste is normal. Use your usual household products such as detergents, bleach when you clean your home. So basically you just clean how you usually would and wash how you usually would. The only thing that would be different is if you take your laundry to somewhere, wait 3 days. And this is quite a serious one because I know there are many people out in the world who suffer from mental health issues, etc. To help yourself stay well when you're at home, drink plenty of water and stay hydrated. Drink enough so your pee is pale and clear. Take paracetamol to help ease your symptoms. Stay in touch with family and friends over the phone or on social media to help you avoid feeling low or lonely. Try to keep yourself busy. You could try activities like cooking, reading, online learning, and watching films. Do light exercise if you will feel well enough to. There is advice about how to look after your mental well-being while staying home from Every Mind Matters. I will also link that in the description down below if any of you need it. So there is a claim going around that ibuprofen will make your symptoms worse. Now when I heard this, I'm on mefenamic acid, which is, as they say, NSAIDs, which are basically non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. There is currently no strong evidence that ibuprofen can make the coronavirus COVID-19 worse, but until we have more information, take paracetamol to treat the symptoms of coronavirus unless your doctor has told you paracetamol is not suitable for you, i.e. if you're pregnant. If you're already taking ibuprofen or another non-steroidal anti-inflammatory NSAID on the advice of a doctor, do not stop taking it without checking first. I will drill that into everyone today. Don't stop taking medicine without the doctor saying you can. What to do if you need medical help if you stay at home. So do not go to your GP surgery, pharmacy or hospital. If it's not an emergency, use the NHS 111 online services or call 111 if you cannot get help online. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. If it's an emergency, call 999, but tell the call handler you may have coronavirus. You should also cancel all routine face-to-face medical and dental appointments while you're staying at home. You may be able to do some appointments over the phone. For example, I have therapy sessions. Mine are done over the phone now, but I don't know if I really need to say about cancelling all face-to-face appointments, because at least around here, GP surgery is closed apart from phone appointments, and most dentists have closed because it's the ear right by their mouth. You should call 111 or use the online services if you feel you cannot cope with your symptoms at home or your condition gets worse. Only call 111 if you cannot get help online. I'm sorry if you can hear the neighbour's dog in the background. Sunny days lead to animals being outside and affecting my recording. Now onto the isolation kind of things and how the entire country is now going into lockdown. So stay at home, only go outside for food, health reasons or essential work. Stay 2 meters, 6 feet away from other people, and wash your hands as soon as you get home. Anyone can spread the virus. So in the description I'm going to link a PDF of basically what the new rules are. But some of the main rules are you should only leave the house for one of 4 reasons. Shopping for basic necessities, for example food and medicine, which must be as infrequent as possible. And you should also take advantage of delivery services. I know, for example, a lot of shops are struggling to bring out deliveries. They're struggling with the amounts of supplies anyway because of panic shoppers. I'll throw up a screenshot of earlier on when I was trying to log into Ocado. 1 form of exercise a day, for example a run, walk or cycle, alone or with members of your household, usually just another person with you. Any medical need or to provide care or help to a vulnerable person. Travelling to and from work, but only when you cannot work from home. Obviously, as you know, the government has called to close certain businesses and venues. Some of these are pubs, cinemas and theatres, or retail stores selling non-essential goods, libraries, communities and youth centres, indoor and outdoor leisure centres or facilities, communal places within parks, places of worship, hotels, hostels, bed and breakfast, campsites, caravan parks and boarding houses for commercial and leisure use. Like I said, I will link that PDF in the description. It kind of goes through all the rules and certain things like that. I must mention that the government has now banned gatherings of 2 or more people, other than people outside of your family. Other than your family, or if it's to do with work, like meetings and stuff like that. But companies should minimise how many meetings and stuff like that they should have. So yeah, I will link that in the description for you guys. I will obviously put everything that I said, the links I got them from, the links I've said, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, make sure you follow my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and Twitter. I hope to see you guys here soon. Please, 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 please stay safe, and please listen to the rules of the government, because if you don't, you're just going to make this period longer for everyone, and then it's going to go into summer and a lot of people are going to be annoyed with you. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Bye.